I think we're live
All
and
right.
ready to go.
Alrighty. So, welcome back, everybody, to a long-awaited return of the Gaming Dads Academy podcast. Here, I am Jesse. Here with me today is, of course, Seth and Tim, as always. So, we just took a pretty long break. So, what's everyone been up to during that time we were gone?
Oh man, Tim, please start.
Tim, you kind of blew up a little bit.
You said I what?
You blew up a little bit.
What do you mean?
Yeah, with your Twitch and getting your brand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been working, dude. I've been working like crazy at the dealership and trying to stream as much as I can, and so I'm getting some good traction with that. But it's summertime, dude. So right now it's just work. As much time as I want to pour into streaming and YouTube videos and our podcasts and stuff like that. It just selling cars comes first. That's what pays my bills and allows me to put food on the table. But yeah, I've just been working, dude.
I mean, it's summer. That's kind of what you do, especially when you're a car salesman. I feel like summer's got to be the busy time of the year, right?
For sure, it is, dude. It's crazy, and it's kind of weird too because I feel like April, May hits and like the busy time really takes off, and then April, May, June super busy. July not busy for some reason because everyone's like now off school and people are taking vacations and blah blah blah. And then August hits and it's just like back, it's like double. So I think I had yesterday off, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I think I worked around 36 to 40 hours just in those 3 days. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, man. It's worth it though. I mean, it's long hours, but I'm putting out a lot of cars and
sure,
like I said, so.
Well, it's nice because you're not just like doing the exact same thing every day when you're a car salesman. I imagine you're, if you're not working with the customers, you're not like just sat at a desk the whole time. You've got other things that you can go around and do. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Whereas I sit at a desk all day.
Yeah, phone calls, emails, and then, but yeah, big portion of it is working with customers. Every customer is different, everybody's, so you get kind of the really cool people that you love to help, and then you get the 10%ers that are not so nice that I'll still help them, but they're not my favorite. But
you know how I got a couple customers that are like that. I leave them to the end of the month just because I don't want to deal with them yet. I gotta like mentally prepare myself. Like I got one I just scheduled her service for next Tuesday, and she's a Karen, and she just oh my gosh. She turned her 45-minute account into like a 2-hour service and gets away with it. So I need to schedule her towards the end of the day.
Yep.
It's a pain. Man. And then I get the good guys that I like servicing. Like just yesterday, I serviced his house 3 times already, but he's always been gone every time I service it. So I never officially met him until yesterday. And me and him were talking for an hour and a half.
Those are the fun ones. Those are the guys that you like, the ones that are really nice, get along with them, don't pester you, don't complain. That's what it's about.
The understanding ones that understand that I can't get rid of everything right away.
Yeah.
Seth,
what about you?
So I mean, kind of like you, Tim, I've been working mostly, but I actually have been working on getting my streaming setup going. I've been doing it. I think I'm at the end of 2 weeks of officially streaming on a somewhat regular basis. I mean, it's obviously slow going getting that following, but it's so much fun. Like even if I don't have anybody, in the chat participating or watching or whatever, it's just, I don't know, something about being able to like watch, or people could come in and watch and contribute and chat or whatever. It makes it more fun. I don't know why. I really don't.
No, it is, dude. It's addicting too.
It really is.
And it takes one good stream and you're like, oh, I want to do that again.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very addicting.
I've only streamed once and I was just trying it out, and I wasn't even streaming like Warzone with anybody or anything like that. I was just streaming Mass Effect, and just doing that was just pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably won't stream as much anymore, but I'm just gonna wait until I get a setup going, a PC built, and this way I can really focus on pushing it out and getting some good content out there.
Yeah, you meet some good people too.
Yeah, especially watching you guys stream, like it's it's pretty cool. Like Seth's streams are a little bit harder for me to join in because he starts streaming right after I get off of work.
Yeah.
So I'll jump in like when my kids are watching TV and I have my phone. I'll throw the stream on real quick, and then whenever Tim gets on, I'm there. So.
Well, the time zone situation is really rough too, because Tim, I've been talking a lot with the Genja Games, who was in your Discord and moved over to mine too, and like we want to try and connect and play some games together. And he's actually East Coast, so he's an hour ahead of me. So it's like I got him an hour ahead of me. Then there's me. Then Tim, you're an hour behind me, and Jesse, you're 2 hours behind me. So trying to find a time for us to all get together if we wanted to try that would just be a nightmare. Like we'd have to take a day off and just be like, okay, wives, we're streaming today.
Right,
it's gonna be weird. The hours are gonna be weird, but we're doing it. Just trust us. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that part really kind of sucks. But I mean, just kind of it helps you get to know a lot of people because like I obviously never would have met the Genja Games if not through your stream, Tim. And there's people from all over the country, you guys as well, doing streaming and things like that. Just really kind of helps connect you, even if you're halfway across the country. So that's one of the really cool things about it. That's what I really enjoy. Just all the new people you get to meet and the relationships you can build.
Yeah, and that's the one struggle I have with my homeboys back in New York is, I'm 2 hours ahead of them, or 2 hours behind them rather. So when we play at night, it'll be like 11:30 my time, and they're like, "All right, this is the last one, boys." And I'm like, "Guys, it's 11:30," and they're like, "No," they're like, "Bro, it's 1:30. Like I need to go to bed." You know what I mean?
That's exactly how it is when Jesse finally gets online. He's like, "All right, I'm online." I'm like, Jesse, I'm going to bed. It's 1:30, man. It's like, no.
Yeah. That was kind of good about like, playing on like Friday nights, because you guys we can stay up a little bit later.
Yeah.
That my boss just made that 10 times harder for me because he took away our weekends and we're working Monday through Saturday for the rest of the summer now.
Rough. I actually changed my personal schedule to make streaming more possible. I actually don't go to bed early anymore. I don't wake up at 4:30 in the morning anymore. I started running after work, so I have time to stream at night if I want to now.
I want to start before work, but I go to bed so damn late.
Well,
so
and it got to the point where I was miserable. Like it felt like I had more time before work than I did after work. So by the time we got home, I made dinner, we had it, and I could get maybe an hour or 2 hours with my kid, and he'd go to bed, and then an hour later I'd go to bed, and then I'd get up at 4:30, aggravated because I just feel like I felt like my entire week was basically just filler, and the weekend was when I got to actually live my life essentially. I hated it. I really did. So I finally just made the decision. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try, because I used to have a hard time finding the motivation to run in the evenings, but I think once I realized I would be able to free up my after work time, because I can now basically go to bed whenever I want to, within reason, of course, during the week, and so that just kind of made it easier for me to talk myself into going, and I've been substantially happier since I made that switch. So, and then it helps me be able to stream and stuff like that, which I love. So,
heck yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I used to. Go ahead.
You're fine.
But all right. I used to run when I would get off work. So I get off at like 5:00, get home at 5:15, and go change real quick, go outside and go run for like a half hour, 45 minutes, and I'd come back. And now I need to do that in the morning, because I'm going to be doing school again, and then with the podcast recording after work. So I gotta stop waking up at 7 and probably start waking up at 5:30 or 6 and start running.
Yeah,
I need to get myself into better shape. Yeah, it's bad.
I started getting to the point where I would like wake up incrementally a half an hour earlier every day, just because I kept wanting to do different things. And that's how because I started getting up at like 6:30, then 6, then 5:30, then 5, and once I finally got to 4:30, I was like, no more. I'm not getting up any earlier than that.
Yeah, my son, he was helping me wake up a little bit, because he would climb into our bed around 6 and 6:30, and when he climbs into the bed, that's just way too much body heat for me, and I start sweating and I can't sleep. So I might as well just I should just get up now. But lately, he hasn't been doing that, so I've been sleeping in. Like today, I woke up at 7:40 and I had 10 minutes to get ready and get in my truck and go. and my first account was 30 minutes away.
Dang.
So yeah.
Any new games? Any new games anyone's playing? I know, Seth, what you and I are playing new.
Yeah, Fall Guys, so much fun. We'll talk about that. But a game that I've actually been playing, which I think I've mentioned before in the Discords, but Ghost of Tsushima. Jesse,
oh yeah,
get it, play it.
I need to.
So much fun. It's a blast. It's actually the highest rated user score, highest rated PS4 game of the generation. It's so good. It's like a Tenchu Stealth Assassins and a little bit of Assassin's Creed and something else. I don't know. It's great. It's like you can go through. So it's kind of like I'd say it probably leans very heavily on the Assassin's Creed inspiration, except the combat's good. It's got a little bit of the Souls-like combat, not quite as intense, but it was very reminiscent of Jedi Fallen Order. The combat style where you parry, you roll, you dodge, stuff like that. But then they've got all these different. So they have what's called a standoff, right? So when you run into a group of either Mongols or like bandits on the island, you get the option to do what's called a standoff, and you have the ability and you can upgrade this to do up to 3, I think, maybe 4. I've only got 3, but you get the option. It's like almost like a quick time event where you hold down triangle, and it's you facing off with one enemy, and that enemy will try and get you to flinch and jump. But if you time it right and let go of the triangle as they attack, you get a one-shot kill on them. And then as you level that skill up, you can chain it. So then as soon as you kill the first guy, the camera will shift and you'll have another guy coming at you, and then you hit the button again at the right time and you kill that one. The camera will then shift again, and you can do that for at least up to 3 people, maybe 4. And so it's an easy way to kind of level the playing field when you first get to a combat, and then the combat itself after that's really, really fluid, really nice. You can get really good at it, and it's really stylistic. And then has the, like all new games do now, they have that in-game camera, and this one's actually tied to a button press, so you can at any point hit the right analog button, and the game will freeze. Like even if you're in the middle of one of those kills on like the standoff, you can. So there's some where you can. When you do the kill, there's gonna be like a blood spray, and if you stop at just the right moment, you can like move the camera around and get really cool shots with it. I've got a few of them on my PlayStation that I'll try and post somewhere if I can get them pulled off. But it's really fun. It's really addictive. But it's got a huge map too, so I've been playing that. That's been my new game.
That quick time you were talking about, it sounds almost like how I think 3 and Assassin's Creed Unity tried to do something like that, but it wasn't a quick time event. It was more of when you counter somebody, you can keep countering right after, but the game doesn't tell you when to do it. It's just they try to do it, but I think they stopped after Unity did that and just kind of went away with that. So it sounds like that, but I'd have to play it to actually see if it's probably the same thing or close to it.
It might be similar. It's like a. So I was maybe saying it's a quick time event is a little disingenuous. You basically hold the button down, and you're trying not to flinch. So it's like that game you used to play when you were kids, where you had your hands like this and the other one had your hands underneath, and you try to get them to
hands.
It's basically that in video game form. So you're sitting there holding down triangle, and the enemies they're like lunging, like he'll do like little half steps trying to get you to flinch. And if you don't and you let go at the right time, it'll be a one-shot kill. So yeah, it's basically that game. It's pretty fun, but as you get farther along into the game, so like the early enemies, they might flinch once and then just go no matter every time. But then you get some of the later enemies, well, they'll do it like 2 or 3 times, and you have no idea when they're actually going to strike. Some will do it on the first go, some will flinch a couple of times, and it gets challenging the further along you get, but you can get pretty good at it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jesse, what about you? Any new games?
Not really. This week I haven't been playing too much, but during this break we've had, I've been playing Mass Effect 1, the first one, a lot. I'm doing another trilogy run through, and then I'm gonna play Andromeda after. I've just been I think I'm in a gaming rut right now, which is why I've resorted back to Mass Effect. It's just been that and Warzone that I've been playing. So
I'm talking about gaming ruts this week, Jesse.
Yeah, no, not this week, but I'm in one. But when I get on Warzone, I don't get on the battle royale, I go on the multiplayer because as soon as I get on the battle royale, if I'm by myself, I just do horrible. So it's not fun for me. I'll just get 1 or 2 quick matches in on multiplayer because I seem to do it a lot better when I'm on multiplayer. So I'll do that.
It's not fun to play battle royales by yourself.
No. Although I did have a good 16 kill single battle royale game last week, and I did not stream it. I did not stream. I was so mad. I was playing with my friend, not to hijack your soapbox there, Jesse, but I was playing with my buddy, and he actually was having a bad night, so he signed off early. So I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I stopped the stream. I'm like, all right, I'll just mess around, and so I just jumped into a single player battle royale. Because that's what you do. You just kind of go and mess around. And I was just on it, I guess, and had 16 kills all the way up to 9th place, where then I got cocky and started shooting at a guy who had no chance to kill, and I got ended. But it was fun, and of course it was off stream.
Yeah. I did like the Juggernaut Battle Royale mode that they had for a while. That was pretty cool. And then they were doing... Yeah, they had that, and then they had the mini battle royale where you jump in, I think at the last 4 circles, so you're already in close combat with each other, and it makes the game go by a lot quicker and it's a lot more chaotic. That I did pretty good in. That was fun. But what about you, Tim? I think we know what you were playing.
Yeah, the only game I've really deviated from there that made me deviate from Warzone was Fall Guys. So I bought the game kind of like as a joke, like on a whim.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it seems like it's kind of like getting popular. I heard about it a couple times or whatever. And I bought it, and it's the best purchase of 2020.
It's so fun.
For sure.
It's so aggravating, but it's so fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing is, Seth, I think you were the one that said they mastered the just one more game aspect of it.
Oh, yeah.
I will say I played it long enough to find my limit on it around 3 to 4 hours. So I streamed it a couple times. After hour 3 or 4, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to move on.
It lasts longer if you have people playing with you. I've found out too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think I had one of my really good friends from New York and my wife playing this. So the 3 of us were playing, and it absolutely, like, I felt like we could have played all night. But yeah, if you're either playing alone or with like one other person, it loses its appeal after a few hours. But 3 or 4 hours is a long time to play any game straight. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So that's not a diss on Fall Guys at all. And I can really appreciate the fact that Fall Guys turned Tim the Tatman into a meme for like 2 or 3 solid weeks. Like the whole world was revolved around Tim the Tatman getting a single win.
And the Fall Guys Twitter was trolling him and everything. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, for sure. I saw one. It was a video where they took the clip of Tim finally getting his win and they put it on the scene in like a really packed bar. And then like as soon as he gets to the win, like the whole bar erupts, which was pretty funny. And then somebody put the Titanic music over to it, or over it. Oh my gosh, that was funny. But yeah, the Fall Guys and Warzone. That's what I've been playing.
That game picked up in popularity really quick.
Really fast.
So fast.
I heard about it and I was like, okay, what the hell is this game? And then I went on Twitch and all I saw was Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Just Fall Guys. And I saw you streaming and I was like, okay, what is this? What is this? And I didn't look at it until I saw you streaming it. And I got like Wipeout vibes from that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's fun, dude. It's a lot of fun, and that's the thing is it's just like I think it's exactly the game that we needed in 2020, which was just like super easy to play. Yeah, super funny. It's funny to watch. It's funny to play. And it fits the theme of 2020 because it's just insanely frustrating.
It gets you mad so quickly, and that's the fun part.
So when I first started playing it, so there was a glitch, right, with the tiptoe game. You know which one that is, Tim?
Yeah. With the tiles that fall.
Yep. So there was a glitch when I first started playing. I don't know if it's actually been fixed in the game, but I fixed it with a method that I found. So whenever I would run out onto the tiles, it would be like the tiles were made of ice for me, and my character would just go flying across the board and like fall through. So I did some research, and a few people had come across this. Apparently, with VSync turned on, you just lose all cohesion. At least for some people, and I was one of them. I could not. In fact, it's probably on my stream on my Discord or on my Twitch right now. I could not get footing. I mean, I turned off VSync and that worked. I can play it now, but I could not go more than a tile without just falling down, sliding across the board. It was terrible. It was like an automatic loss for me if that game came up the first time I played it. I was so mad. I rage quit that night, I think.
I see a lot of broken keyboards, broken PS4 controllers. Oh, that's what I was in. Is it a crossplay? Since I know it's PC and PS4.
I think so. As far as I know, I mean, I guess I don't know, but it's not it's not like a shooter where there'd be a an advantage to one play or the place or the other.
I feel like though, so I have it on Steam.
Yeah,
and I don't have any way of like adding a PlayStation player.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Because when I go to invite players, it brings up your Steam thing. Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't support it right now.
Okay. Well, they should do that. They should add that.
They want to, and it says that is something they really want to do in the near future. So
probably Sony stopping them, like with Fortnite.
Yeah. Speaking of Fortnite, let's jump right
into this nonsense. So who's followed this at all?
I have not. I have just seen memes about it, and I saw a little bit of Epic when they do their little Fortnite movie things of Apple. But I don't really pay attention too much to Fortnite just because I don't care for it. But I would have if I would have known how big this was going to be. So you guys can go ahead and inform me and everyone else.
So basically, I don't know. I guess I don't know how prepared Tim would be for, but a lot of this what I will have to say about it is some of its opinion, some of it's hearsay, some of it's just stuff I've read. But if you want like a real good in-depth breakdown of everything that's going on with the whole Epic versus Apple situation, there's actually a web YouTube channel called Hogue Law. They have I think it's at 6 videos on a 6-part series. It's an actual law firm where they basically look at the legality of this entire situation, and essentially they come down to Epic did this to themselves, and they should lose because of not necessarily because of the marketing that they're throwing behind it, just because they willfully and knowingly and preemptively broke the terms of service, knowing full well they'd get kicked off the platform, and then they filed the lawsuit and had that video and all that kind of stuff ready to go hours after they got pulled off the platform. So, like, they knew that this was going to happen if they did this. They knew they were breaking the terms of service, and they went ahead and did it anyway. And now they're suing Apple. Essentially, they want to be treated special. They want to be put back on the App Store. The way the app is today, with the illegal code where they can do the pay without going through the Apple Pay, and they want to basically be immune from being removed from Apple again. Which I don't know how that would work.
What exactly did they do? Like, what did Epic do?
So there's within Apple's terms of service, and this is very much I'm not necessarily qualified to talk about any of this, but I'm going to. Apparently, in Apple's terms of service, if you're an established app, there is a way that you can add, I think, like micro updates or something like that to your app without needing to have that code pre-approved by Apple. So Epic used this loophole to insert code. It's a server check, basically, which if it's not turned on, so basically what the server check does is it looks at the servers to see if there is another form of payment available. If there's not, which there shouldn't be, it just directs the user to the Apple Pay within the Fortnite app. And so they did that, and I don't know how long it lived there, but then at some point they actually turned on their personal payments mode on the server that the app checks. So now a user could, well, not anymore, but they could, when they went to go buy V-Bucks, for example, they would have the option to pay like $9.99 through Apple, or they could pay $7.99 to Epic directly. And that whole structure goes against Apple's terms of service because since it's not going through the Apple Pay, they're not getting their cut. Now, whether or not the cut's right or wrong or excessive, that's not really the issue at hand here. It's all about whether or not Epic broke the terms of service. And according to what Hogue Law is saying, is it doesn't matter. Apple, within their terms of service, they reserve the right to remove an app from their app store for any reason, even if they just say, I don't want to do business with you anymore and you're gone.
Well, it's just like Twitch banning Dr. Disrespect. Like they don't need to give a reason.
Exactly. And so Epic's whole thing is it's antitrust and all that, and it's a monopoly, which no, maybe. I mean, there is Google, so you don't have to use an Apple phone. I'm torn because I don't really care for Apple as a company, but I also believe that they created the product, they created the store, they should have a say on what goes on both of those. I mean, honestly. And if you don't like Apple, if you don't like it, or you can't get Fortnite on there, then you have to have Fortnite on your mobile device. Go get an iPhone or an Android phone, because even though Google removed it from their store as well, with Android at least you can sideload onto the phone, so you don't have to use the Play Store to put apps on your phone with Android phones. I mean, you have options available, and I think that's going to be the part that makes it so that Epic doesn't win. That, amongst some other things, which I don't recall the details. Go watch those Hogue Law videos. They're really informative, and they're actually interesting for a legal explanation of everything that's happening. It's surprisingly interesting to listen to. But very high level of what my basic understanding of the situation is.
Yeah, it sounds to me like, just like you said, however you feel about Apple as a company, it's like you said, it's their product.
Yeah.
They have every right to control what gets put on their service, their product, and they deserve a piece of the pie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I agree.
I mean, that is what it is. And I think so. The thing that really gets me upset about it too, I mean, one, as some of you may know, I'm very much anti-Epic for many reasons. We'll not get into those here. But the thing that really kind of irritates me about this whole thing is Epic is actively advertising or propagandizing this to their user base, which is primarily younger audience. Preteens, teenagers, children, essentially. There's adults that play Fortnite, certainly, but the vast majority of their user base is younger people, and they're doing like the anti-Apple tournament that's going on. Like they're actively marketing this federal lawsuit to children to try and get them on their side.
Because now when it comes time for little John to go get a phone, he's not going to buy an iPhone.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And another thing that's irritating, and this is just because I'm the little guy, we're talking about $300 million for Apple, but $700 million a year for Epic. So it's like Epic's like $700 million is not enough. I want more of it. Give me more of that, because it's not costing them anything more. These are V-Bucks. This is a digital nothing that they're getting hundreds of millions of dollars on, and they're thinking, I need more of that. Which, sure, it's their product too, but as a small guy who doesn't even make $1 million in 10 years, I'm a little irritated by that too.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. In fact, they're being a little bit petty with it too. The anti-Apple.
Welcome back to the podcast where we talk about federal litigation.
We can move it along here. We'll get off the legal talk and jump into Call of Duty Cold War, Black Ops Cold War. Did any of y'all see the little preview for it?
I did. It was really interesting.
I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
So you didn't really miss much. It was essentially just like a trailer to the trailer that's coming out. So they're doing like the live reveal. What is that, on the 25th?
That sounds right. Somewhere around
my birthday. I think it's on my birthday, which is Tuesday. Yeah, thanks. So it's just like a little snippet of, I don't know who the dude was. I'm not very good at history.
Know your history.
I know, Seth, maybe you know of a dude. It was basically like a speech from the Cold War. You guys, how do you guys feel about the Black Ops games?
So
go ahead.
I can ramble, so you go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I really enjoyed it up until, oh god, I think the third one. I think the third one just totally went off the storyline, and then the fourth one just didn't even have a story. So I didn't care for Black Ops 3 and 4. It's for me, I include World at War as part of a Black Ops campaign or part of the Black Ops story because it kind of continues. It takes some parts of that, so I do include that in there for me anyway. But I really enjoyed the story. I think both companies make great stories, but I enjoyed the Black Ops, especially the zombies.
Yeah, zombies is a big one. People love the zombies. I'm not a big zombie guy. I don't really care for it. I also don't really care about the storyline. Like, I never played the storyline of the newest Call of Duty. I think the last storyline I played was Modern Warfare 2, maybe 3. But it's from a multiplayer standpoint, I don't think I've liked any of the Black Ops other than number 1 and number 4. And the reason I liked number 4 was because they had Blackout, and that was right when like Fortnite was popping off. Yeah, so like all the battle royales were starting to pop off. So once I bought Black Ops 4 strictly for Blackout. I never played any other game mode other than Blackout. I don't really care for the Black Ops series, but I am interested to see if they obviously want to continue the battle royale mode, how that will be.
I heard that Warzone will get updates to coincide with new stuff that happens in the mainline game. So like, what that means is we might get new like operators to match new characters in the games. If they introduce any new weaponry, maybe some kill streak stuff like that. I think a lot of that kind of, some of the ancillary stuff I think will get added into Warzone is what I heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you want then the like the multiplayer, of course you have to get it. But yeah, I actually fell off Call of Duty at Modern Warfare 2. That was the last one that I actually played up until Warzone now. So there's a big. So I basically missed all of the for the most part, most of, if not all of the Black Ops games. So I'm actually just recently getting back into Call of Duty. So I don't have any problem, to be honest.
See, I kind of from what Tim said, I kind of the complete opposite. I played every single Call of Duty for the story. I didn't really care for that multiplayer, especially for like most of them were just basically the same. They were just, I would call it remastered multiplayer. Basically, they were just new guns, new whatever plastered on there. So I didn't care too much for the multiplayer. I stopped buying Call of Duty after Ghosts, I think, because I got Ghost for free. So I didn't even buy Ghost. I stopped after MW3. But I mostly played them all just for the story because, I mean, they make some okay stories, and I kind of like seeing what the story is, So now I had a surprise visit from my daughter. So I wasn't really paying attention to the last little bit. In Warzone, I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but they were kind of teasing at this. They were like kind of interrupt your gameplay. You'd start to see a little static, kind of how like what happened with the first Black Ops. You would kind of see that static, and then I don't know if you guys touched on it, but the nuclear warheads and the bunkers in Warzone. I've been hearing a lot of theories about that for the new Call of Duty Cold War game that they were going to launch, because there's a nuke in one of the bunkers.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to launch off.
That also kind of makes me wonder, have either of you ever in Warzone, this is probably completely off topic, but it just made me think of it. Have either of you come across the ringing phones in Warzone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody know what that is?
Yeah, so that was initially when the bunkers first came. out where like you could open the bunkers, the ringing phones had something to do with like opening the bunkers, if I remember correctly.
I think it gave you a number for the code.
Yeah, and you had to like answer like 6 phones or something, and then it gave you like a 6-digit code that then you could go to the bunker and like unlock it with that code.
I think I don't know how many phones there are in the map. I'm pretty sure there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Big map because each bunker has its own specific code. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure once you got those 6 digits, you'd have to go to each bunker and see if that code worked for it, and then you get in there. But one of the theories I heard was that they're gonna launch the nuke in there, and they were gonna kind of, because I don't know how good this theory is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty out there, but they're probably what I was hearing was they were gonna put Warzone into Cold War, like how they kind of did with Modern Warfare, how they kind of combined it. Is you don't even know it as Modern Warfare now. It's kind of Call of Duty Warzone. They just have the campaign included, but that's what that nuke was going to be for, and then it was going to transition Warzone into Cold War. But I don't know.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is I feel like they have invested so much into Warzone that I can't see them just like coming out with a whole new BR. You know what I mean? So I would assume like the Cold War will come out, but then like they will just update Warzone to coincide with just like you were saying, Seth.
I don't think they'll do a full new BR unless they completely change the engine. So I think we'll have Warzone until that happens. No, go ahead.
What I was gonna say is I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna kind of do what Fortnite and Apex does, is how they add disasters to the map, or they add changes to the map, and it changes it. And I think that's what they're gonna do for Cold War, is they're gonna do something that way, and probably move it over that way. But I don't see them building a new BR game, because this one just took off, and it took off a lot more than Blackout did. And I knew Blackout gained popularity, but this one just took off. Like, it just shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think I say probably 5 years, and maybe they'll make a new one, because I see them maybe at the turn of the generation coming up with a new engine. But I mean, it looks good the way it is now. I don't think they need to, especially on PC, when you can if you really get it maxed out, it looks really nice. So
I don't see this game dying off. I don't see it dying off anytime soon. I mean, they're working on the glitches and the cheaters and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't see it dying.
Yeah. Speaking of PCs, Tim, have you seen the rumored price of the 3090?
No.
So there's no rumors for the 3080 Ti or anything below that, but the rumored price of the 3090 is somewhere between $1399 and $1999, and it's supposed
I would have 24 gigs higher.
So 24 gigs of VRAM is what it's supposed to have. So it actually excites me though, because I had never really intended on getting the 3090 series, because I figured it was going to be that top tier Titan level card. But that bodes well that the 3080 Ti will be in that one grand, between 800 and $1,000. I think is where that's going to sit. Maybe a little bit, maybe like $1199 for like the classified or the Kingpin version on the EVGA or whatever. But then that bodes well for a more realistic price point. But it also makes me wonder if they're kind of like what Intel did with the i9 series, where they're basically shoving the SKUs up a little bit. So the 3080 Ti will really be the new 3070, and the 3070 will really be the new 3060, and so on and so forth down the line. I mean, I don't know, but if they're adding the new skin, unless the 3090 is literally just taking the spot of the Titan, and they're just not going to release a new Titan, because I haven't heard anything about Titan card this time around. So maybe they're just renaming it. Because I think the Titan was supposed to be like the enthusiast card, but most people who bought it because it was like the best gaming card. So maybe they're just kind of leaning into that. I don't know, but what are we at? 2 weeks away from the first, a little bit less than 2 weeks from the first. That's when they're supposedly going to be announced.
Well, I'm excited.
That price is just under my budget for my PC next year that I want to build. So I do not think I'll be getting it.
That's funny.
I cannot wait for this 3080 Ti. I made the very hard sacrifice to switch back to a 1080p panel so I can get higher frame rates for when I stream. So my 4K monitor is just sitting off to the side because I can't do 4K and get 60 with a lot of stuff turned on. I'm ready to move it back. I'm ready to bring it back into prime position, and I just can't do it yet. Not till
I've never played
out.
on 4K.
It's life changing.
I'm sure it is. That's why I don't want to do it. But if I get a 2080 Ti, I'll go over to 4K for sure. You guys want to jump into the main discussion of today?
I think it's time. I definitely think it's time.
I mean,
classic games that everybody seems to love, but you hate.
Yeah. So this topic came to me because, as you guys may have learned, I sometimes have a derisive opinion, or not a derisive, but like I don't go with the flow a lot of times with some of these really popular games. Like I've talked about the Final Fantasy VII remake quite a bit, and how it's so beloved. Everybody loves that game, and I just can't with that one. So that just kind of made me curious about what games in that category, do you guys hate that everybody just seems to love? So I'll let you guys lead off.
I mean, mine's gonna be pretty quick because I kind of enjoyed all like the classic games that you would generally put in that genre, with like Mario and like all those games, Crash and stuff like that. But the one that I just never got into, and I just for some reason can't stand, is The Legend of Zelda. That is
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's never been. I've never been attracted to it. I've tried playing it, and it just bored me.
All of them, or a specific one?
I don't remember which one it was, but it was. I just know it was Legend of Zelda, and I just couldn't do it. And I've never cared for it. Even listening to reviews, because I'm an Ocarina of Time, I think came out for the Switch or the Wii U or whatever it was.
I've got a 64 game. Thank you very much.
So there was
You're thinking about Breath of the Wild.
Yes, that one, Breath of the Wild.
Get it right, Jesse. You're killing me. Did you not see my glass?
Zelda. I literally was about to say he's drinking out of his Zelda glass, dude.
See my picture in the background? Zelda. Well, technically it's Link, but you get the idea.
I tried listening to even a review of it, and I just couldn't, because the review was just boring, because it was just a game I didn't care for. But yeah, dude, that's mine. Legend of Zelda. I just don't care. I didn't mean to piss you off, but yeah, that's just.
That's right. Tim already broke my heart when he said basically the same thing a couple months ago.
Yeah. One for me is CS:GO. And I think that's why I hated Valorant.
Yeah.
Was I just like, I can't get behind it. And like, I know people that play CS:GO, like that's all that they play still to this day.
Oh, sure.
I just like, I can't get behind it. I don't know why. It's not my thing. And then we've also talked about, like, I'm really not a fan of League. I've played a lot more League like League of Legends than I have CS:GO. Again, that was solely because that is what my friends were playing at the time. So I was like, well, I'd rather play with you than with a game I dislike than not play at all. CS:GO would be a big one for me that I just like can't get behind that. And Donkey Kong. I remember playing Donkey Kong as a kid and being like, this is so stupid.
Super Nintendo one?
Yeah. Yeah, see,
fair enough.
I didn't hate Donkey Kong. I didn't care for it. It wasn't like a game. If someone was playing it and they passed me the controller, I'd be like, all right, I'll play. But it's not
the original.
I want to go out and, hey, I'm gonna play some Donkey Kong today.
Yeah. Like, I love the original one, the one that came out for Super Nintendo, and then I bought Tropical Freeze for my Switch. I don't like that one. I don't like that one at all. It's supposed to be great, and I can't get into it. I don't know. Maybe I also feel like I'm very much past platformers at this point in my gaming career. Like, I can't really even go back to play classic Mario games that I used to love as a kid. So I'm just chalking it up to not being into platformers that much anymore.
Well, and I think that may be, I don't think I've liked any other than Super Smash Bros. There's really no Nintendo game. Super Smash Bros. And Pokemon. There's really no like Nintendo, like Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda. Like I just never got into them.
What about Metroid? You ever play that?
I think I had it for my Game Boy. Did they have a Game Boy version?
Yep.
I would play that on my Game Boy when I would like get sick of playing Pokemon Gold for 9 hours a day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I never really got into the Nintendo games.
I grew up on Nintendo, so maybe that kind of skewed me a little bit. Like Nintendo's my main. Like I have my PC and I'll have a Nintendo. Even if I never bought any other console, I'll always buy a Nintendo because that's what I grew up with. So I cling to
Yeah,
those games.
I think that plays a big factor into it too, is what you grew up with. Like I
Yeah,
grew up on PS2, Grand Theft Auto, and all that kind of stuff. So
well, when I was a kid back in 1985, there was no fancy PlayStations or Xboxes. We just had our good old Nintendo Entertainment System.
That's
8 bits of glory
on Channel 3.
Yeah, Channel 3, blowing into the cartridge and everything.
Even though it's not to. The only time I ever played Nintendo 64 was when I was at my cousin's house because they had one.
Bond 64 was life, man.
Yeah,
it was life.
Other than that, I was always a PS2 console player, which that molded me into the gamer I am today. But don't worry, that's changing.
So the two that I have, one you may not have heard of, which is Celeste. Have either of you heard of that one? It's an indie game. So basically,
I knew a Celeste in high school.
Yeah, I think we all did.
So basically, it's just one of these games that everyone, like, when it came out, it was like, oh this is God in video game form. This is the best thing in the world. It's fantastic. So I bought into the hype and I bought it, and I hate it. Like with
it looks like an 8-bit game.
It's kind of in the same vein as of the Super Meat Boy, where it's just like ultra difficult. One of those kinds of games. I played about halfway through it, and like I was trying to force myself on it, and it just it's I hate it to the point where I get legitimately irritated when I hear someone talk good about it. That's how bad that is, my hate for that game is. It's ridiculous, and I think it's just because the hype got built up so high for me before I bought it that it's almost like I'm mad at myself for buying it, because I was gonna get that, and it was between that one and Night in the Woods, which is another indie game, and they were the exact same price, and so I made the choice for Celeste, and I wish I'd got Night in the Woods. So that's the quick one, because I didn't think anybody would really be aware of that one. But one game that I really hated and actually kept me from getting the original Xbox out of spite when I was younger was Halo. I hated Halo.
Hold on.
Hold on, dude.
Hated Halo.
How do you hate Halo?
It's again because of the it's because it got so much praise for how innovative it was, and it did nothing new. The only innovative thing that Halo did was introduce a competent control scheme for first-person shooters on a console. That's it. If it did not do that, it would have just been lost as another mediocre shooter, in my opinion.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for tuning in.
Now, my opinion has slightly changed. I did own the Halo 2 Xbox at one point, eventually, for the multiplayer, because I played with my cousin. But I never got into it. I hated the first one, started to get better, and I just never actually got into it. So
I will say, so when I was younger, I had Halo on my PC.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of Halo there. I remember Halo 3 being really big in my high school. At that time, though, I had switched over to PC, so I didn't really ever play Halo 3. I recently, about 8 months ago, quite a while ago, on the Gold Pass, I downloaded the Master Chief Collection for my PC, and I got into a game, played one game, not that great at it, loaded into my second game, got sniped in the head 4 times in a row in 30 seconds, 2 out of the 4 of them being me midair, and I quit the game and I uninstalled it.
Now I gotta say,
if we're talking Halo 1, though, that game was awesome.
Yeah. I didn't play Halo 1 first. I got introduced to the Halo series through Halo 2 and then Halo 3. I didn't play Halo 1 until I think about 2 years after Halo 3 came out, and I saw Combat Evolved, and for some reason I knew Halo 2 and Halo 3 were not the first games, but I for some reason thought Halo Combat Evolved was the 4th Halo game. So I bought it thinking it was a new game for $5. I was like, okay, they made a glitch or something, and then I realized how bad the graphics were.
Yeah.
I didn't care to play it. I just played it for the story, and I liked it, but I would not play it. But
and so
that's a staple.
So I think, and to kind of to justify my thinking a little bit. So I, at this point, was very much a PC gamer, and so for me, I think it was more of like I didn't get into the game enough to know if the story or not was good. For me, it was just that it was being praised for being this vast, it's a very innovative game, but they were doing things that we've been doing in shooters on PC for years. So it's like I don't see what I don't see what the big deal is. Like I can do. I've played essentially this game in some fashion on PC, whether it's like oh shoot, I'm blanking on all my names right now, but yeah, there was Counter-Strike at the time, Half-Life, the Doom games, Soldier of Fortune, all these really good shooters that was on PC, and then now Halo's getting all the praise. And so as a younger kid, I took affront to that apparently, and it just kind of stuck with me throughout my life.
So there's a new Halo coming out. Are you gonna get it?
I mean, I'll definitely give it a try because I'll get it on the Xbox Game Pass. I'm paying for that, so I'll play it. But if I mean, it does seem it's bringing in some more of the modern stuff that I really enjoy, just like the way that the gun feels and the more open world environment. So I think I'll definitely give it a fair shake because I don't think I ever had a problem with the story. I don't even know really what the story is because I never got that far into it. It was just the mechanics were nothing special to me at the time, and so I just kind of gave it a pass.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
I'll give you a pass on that, I guess.
I mean, I guess none of us, Jesse nor I, have a Halo drinking glass. So I'm sure Jesse saying he hates Zelda hurts a lot more than you saying you hate Halo.
Hey, don't mess with Nintendo fanboys. They look cute and cuddly, but they're mean.
You said Assassin's Creed, I might be a little bit offended. I mean, I do have a tattoo on my arm, so.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed trash. No,
just kidding. Let me see if I have my knife in here somewhere. Oh,
hey, cut me through the Discord.
Cut you through the window.
Yeah. No, I can see your point, and I think I was a little kid when I was playing Halo 1, like probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like that. It was all new. So
right.
And then I remember Halo 3 coming out, and we had an Xbox. Somebody they had an extra Xbox 360, and they kept it in the study hall room, and our study hall monitor would just like let us play.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Halo 3. But then it got to the point where like things were getting so crazy and so loud. She was like, you could play Halo 3, but you can't be loud. And then, of course, we're kids and we're getting loud. so then, if she had to tell us to keep it down once, so that was warning, and then twice a week we weren't allowed to play anymore. So a majority of my Halo 3 time was during my study hall time, where I probably should have been doing homework. That's why I sell cars right now.
Yeah, you mentioned playing Halo.
Memory of it.
You play Halo, and you mentioned playing Halo in study hall. My only CS:GO experience was in computer lab because we had, I don't know if it was just my school or every school had a kid that would go and hack the school computers and install CS:GO on everything. And
every school had that kid.
Yeah.
Told me, he was, hey dude, I got CS:GO. I was like, what the hell is CS:GO? He goes, look, and he was playing. I was like, who are you playing with? He goes, I don't know, but some dude I'm playing some dude. I was like, yo, she ain't looking. Can you put this on my computer real quick so I can play with you? And get loud, and then the teacher, came and she made him uninstall all of it. He got suspended and did it again a week later. So we still kept on playing.
Oh yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah, man. So I mean, it's awesome to be back.
It's great to be back. It's been 2 months almost now.
Yeah.
Has that been that long, dude?
At least a month. It's been at least a month. I think a month and a half.
Yeah,
it's been rough. I mean, it's summer. It's we're not gonna do this next summer. Hopefully, where we just keep flaking off. But we're just getting started. It was summertime. Things got busy.
Life came.
It's fine. We're here. We're back.
Yeah. That's so. Right. Well, we're getting back in the swing of things. We'll hopefully start getting episodes out. I mean, it's been a wild one this summer.
For sure. So, Jesse, you got anything you want to pimp out before we head off?
Just check out our almost disconnected there. Just check out our our Instagrams or streams. Tim's been streaming, Seth's been streaming. I did try it. I'm just gonna hold off for a little bit, but I'll put all their social media in the description. You can check us all out. Yeah, I mean, check us out on Facebook, Discord.
Sure.
I'll put everything in the description so you guys can go check us.
I'll be streaming some Call of Duty in about a half an hour from now. If anybody wants to hop over, if anybody, either you happen to be able to get on.
You know me, I won't be on until like a couple more hours.
Yeah, you'll get on in time for one game, and then I'll be ready to pass out.
It is it's grilled cheese tomato soup night, so I have some cooking to do, but I may be on later tonight.
Never tried that.
Sounds good.
Grilled cheese, yeah. Tomato soup, no.
What? Okay, we need to end this because I'm gonna go on another 30-minute rant. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Have a good one.
Yeah, see you guys. See you next week.
Yep.
Bro, you never had grilled cheese tomato soup. What the